So hello and welcome my friends. I would like to congratulate all of my friends, those who have got their admission in the paramedical and nursing courses. So my dear friends, you are going to study a very new, different study course curriculum in this paramedical and nursing curriculum. So before you enter such new things, new curriculum, new syllabus, you should much aware of about the knowledge of the dictionary, that is the knowledge of the medical words, that is the knowledge of the medical terminology or the medical terms or medical terminology or medical vocabulary, whatever you may call that. But this knowledge you must acquire before you going to study such type of course curriculum, because this course curriculum you are going to study, that is seems to be much hard if you not much aware about this type of words. So in this chapter again we are discussing about the medical terminology. So let's start, my friends. That is the anal. Anal is an adjective. So that is the anus is the noun. So relating to anus is that the word is anal. We are using that with along with the some prefix, suffix and the combining forms. We are also discussing here about some words also here. That is the analogous. Analogous does means that organs having different origin or development. So if the organs develops from a different origin or the process of development is different, then these two organs are called as the analogous or organs. Like that, if these are same from the same origin or the same development process, so this word is that homologous. So in the gene chapter, you should study about such homologous genes, analogous genes, like that. So analog, that is the drugs differ by minor molecular structure. If the two drugs are differ by very simple molecular structure, very basic molecular structure, this is called the analog. Analog drugs. Analog image is that type of image that is a traditional X-ray image on a film, or that is the analog meter. You must aware of that in your motorcycle or car. If there is an analog meter like that, or there is a digital meter. So digital is the opposite word of the analog. So now the analysis, that analysis is the process of assessing. It may be psychological processing of analysis, it may be urine analysis, it may be blood analysis, like that. The process of assessment is the analysis. Anamnesis just stands for ingestion history before the onset of a medical condition. So sometimes the patient rush to the hospital, the doctors wants to know that the ingestion history, that is what type of drug or what type of diet patient has taken before that. So this is because related with the treatment. So this condition is that called that the anamnesis. So the medical history of ingestion is the anamnesis. Now the anaphylaxis does means that the emergency condition resulting from a hypersensitivity reaction. Hypersensitivity reaction does means that such severe allergic reaction. So severe allergic reaction may happen and it may cause an emergency condition. Such type of condition is known as the anaphylaxis. Now the ANCYL, that is, it is a prefix, or ANKYL, it is either pronounced as the ankyl. Ankyl, that means that the crooked or looped, that is a loop. Like that, the ankylostomiasis. Ankylostoma duodenal is the scientific name of hookworm. So due to hookworm infection, the infection is known as that ankylostomiasis. The structure of that ankylostoma duodenal is like loop-like structure, so it is called ankyl. Now the ankylosing spondylitis. It is a disease condition due to happening of the human leukocytic antigen B27 type of leukocytic antigen. In this condition, pathological fusion of bones. This is generally occurred in our backbone. So if in the backbone two bones becomes fuses, so the inability or the patient may not form that the loop condition. This condition is called the ankylosing spondylitis, or the patient may looped. So this condition is that known as ankylosing spondylitis. Now the next word prefix is that ANDR. ANDR does means that male or male sex hormones. Like that the androgen is a male sex hormone. The andrology where we study about the infertility of a male or the erectile dysfunction. And the androphobia that means that the fear of morbid. Like that the hydrophobia, the fear from water, that is the hydrophobia, and androphobia is the fear of morbid. Now the angio does means that lymph or blood vessels. In our body there is two types of circulatory system. One is the blood, all of you know about that, and another is that the lymph circulatory system. So the lymph vessels and the blood vessels like veins and arteries are altogether called as angio. Like that the related word is that the angina. Angina is type of a chest pain, that is suffocating chest pain due to heart disease, mainly heart disease. This is known as the angina. Or angiogenesis. Genesis just stands for the generation. So generation of blood vessels or lymph vessels is the angiogenesis. Angiography is the photography, mainly photography by X-ray of the blood vessels is known as angiography. Angioplasty, that is the plastic surgery. So repairing of blood vessels is then known as that angioplasty or angiotomy. The tomy stands for removal. So removal of any blood vessels or lymph vessels is known as angiotomy. Now next word is anomaly. Anomaly, that is any deviation from the normal, that is the abnormal condition, generally known as anomaly. Now anorexia. Anorexia does means that loss of appetite. Now the anomia. Anomia, that is the unable of naming. Somebody lacks that thing that to naming a thing or recall a name, that is known as the anomia. And the anoxia. Anoxia is that the tissue or body receives less oxygen. It may be due to pathological condition, that is due to maybe due to the corona, or the higher altitude effect like in the Ladakh, in the hilly areas, somebody receives less oxygen, that is the anoxia condition, or external causes. If like somebody punishing you by trapping your throat, that is known as the anoxia. With the red color words I am discussing later on. Now the ANT or ANTI, anti, that is opposed to or counteracting or relieving. All of you know about that. That is the antagonist. Antagonist is the opposite drug, is known as antagonist. Like antibiotic, that is the mainly antibiotic is for the antibacterial. It is precisely known as antibacterial drug, or antimycotic drug, that is for the fungi killer drug, or antacid, that is the killing acidity. Now the anti-TE, here is not TI, here is TE. Anti does means that before. It may be anterior or antinatal. That is the during pregnancy, up to the pregnancy, mother hold that pregnancy, that condition is that antinatal condition. After the baby is get birth, the condition is transferred to postnatal. So postnatal is the after pregnancy, and before and during pregnancy is that antenatal or prenatal condition. So now the APH is a combining form. It may be prefix or a combining form or a suffix. That means that the touch That is what is like that the aphasia. Aphasia matlab that means that the inability to swallow, that is also known as dysphagia. It is commonly we are called like that dysphagia. Not we are commonly is the word commonly use that word aphasia. We commonly use the word dysphagia. Now aphonia. Phone the phone stands for phone. This word is stands for sounding. So aphonia stands for absence or loss of voice is known as aphonia. Now apnea. O is not pronounced here. Then the word is that apnea. Apnea does means that temporary cessation of breathing. Temporary cessation, that is the in this condition may occur up to the 10 seconds when we get less than 30% oxygen. So this condition is the temporary cessation. This condition is commonly known as apnea. Now apo is a prefix again. Apo does means that away from or detached. That is the apolipoprotein is a common word, or apophysis. That means the bone protuberance or protrusion or projection, that is bone projection for tendon attachment is called that apophysis. Or arc or archy or archi or arco does means that fast or primitive or ancestral. Does means that archinephron. Archinephron is that the primitive condition during when a baby in the mother's womb, as soon as his or her the nephron is or their kidney is going to develop, this condition we call that archinephron. Now ARTHR or arthro, that means that the joint. Arthritis, that is the inflammation of the joint. Arthrosclerosis, that is the stiffness of any joint is known as the arthrosclerosis. The artifact or artifact, TI or TE, artifact is that thing which generally called is when under a microscope or during a X-ray, that we cannot describe that thing because that is not included in your medical books. This type of things are generally denoted as the artifacts. Now the audi or audio does means that the hearing or sound, that is the audiology or audiometry. You must have heard about that. Or AUT or auto does means that the self, like autism or disease for the ill developed babies, or autoantibody, that is generally happening in our body, that automatically occurs in our body and destroy our own organs or own cells. These antibody are known as the autoantibody. So AUX or AUXO, OXO, that means that the increase, that is the auxiliary, or azo or azoto, a nitrogenous compound is generally denoted azo with or azoto. So in the next video we will discuss about the B, C, D. This type of letters we will discuss in the next video. So until then, goodbye my friends. Thank you.